Hi there, welcome to Urban Rider for an updated look at the Bell Bullitt motorcycle helmet. It's definitely fair to say this has been the best seller in our helmet range for the last few years, and we thought we'd pick out some of the wealth of customer feedback we'd have for anyone who might be considering purchasing one of these or curious to know more about them. So the Bell Bullitt was originally made as a concept by an American graduate, and Bell liked the design so much that they decided to put it into production. Being Bell, they didn't just decide to take the easy route, they decided to make it one of the most technical, retro-inspired full-face helmets on the market. So we're talking top levels of safety, but beautiful Bell detailing and finishing, but also some ventilation system features and other technical features that you don't generally find on these retro motorcycle helmets. The slim profile shell, the universal fit and the comfortable nature of the helmets made them an immediate hit, and since we started doing the helmet it's been a runaway success. Every season Bell come out with several new colourways, some of which from the 2016 range we have here for show. There's more ones coming out next year. Generally speaking, you get two shells as well. You get the composite fibre and you also get the carbon fibre finishes, and they're at different price points, but both shells are very good. The carbon fibre ones, you have a carbon fibre finish effect to it, and because they're a carbon fibre shell they will be marginally lighter, but we are talking grams, so it's not going to make a noticeable difference really. The helmets come with a variety of different visors as standard depending on the colourway you're going for, and that's not something that you can pick and choose, it simply is whatever the colourway comes with. So you'll either get a clear bubble visor, as you can see fitted to the three we have here, or a flat clear visor as standard fitted to the helmet. Some of them also, as part of the package, come with an extra flat smoked visor included in the price. Some don't. Generally speaking, it's the carbon ones that do. Check the product page for any details along those lines, but there is a wide range of visors that you can accessorize with flat and bubble finishes and different colors, and they're very easily interchangeable. With the side pods, you simply access it via a coin or a screwdriver, screw it out, put them on, and you're good to go. So there's lots of ways you can accessorize with this. The helmets come with 3 different shells, and that means you get a great size of helmet in relation to your head size, so it looks proportional, and that's really, from a vanity point of view, a very important feature. You don't want to have a small head and be wearing the same shell as someone with a 2XL, because it would simply look ridiculous. The Bell profile of the shells is very slimline anyway, so you get a really neat compact shell, which is something that looks great and people always appreciate when we have our helmets lined up in store. The ventilation systems that work so well and set this apart, namely you've got the 4 inlet vents on the top of the forehead area, and you've got the inlet vent on the jaw guard as well. The jaw guard vent is open and closable with a slider on the inside of the jaw guard, though to be honest it doesn't make a massive difference because the jaw guard's open anyway. It's not really going to affect hugely the airflow going through that part of the helmet. But the really nice detail relating to the inlet vents is this vent on the back, this slit vent. It's known as a venturi vent, and it's essentially part of the actual construction of the shell. So a cheap and easy way to create a vent would be to drill a hole and put a cap on it, and that creates a weak spot in the shell, and obviously it's a bit less aesthetically pleasing. What we have here is part of the out shell, and it creates a lovely area of back pressure, drawing the air through the helmet, making it work really nicely, but also showing off what great detailing and quality has been applied to this helmet. Now, in terms of quality and detailing, I'd argue that the paintwork finishing is among the best you can get. There are a few features though to highlight really that make this helmet something that is specific to certain kinds of riding. For anyone considering touring longer distances, you will see questions on forums about how quiet these helmets are. And to be honest, it stands to reason that you're going to be able to find much quieter helmets from other brands and other models on the market, and that's namely because of this large aperture. So the Bullitt has stayed very true to a helmet called Bell Star, which was a 70s motorcycle helmet which had this very small jaw guard and a very wide aperture opening for this visor area, and that's what Bell wanted to recreate. So obviously, because you've got this big area here that's really covered just with this thin plastic visor, it's going to be noisier. So at motorway speeds, it is a noisy helmet. There will be quieter ones. However, plenty of our customers and colleagues say you wear earplugs and it really doesn't make any difference to any other helmet you'd be wearing earplugs with. Other details which are really nice, which we've had great feedback about, are the magnetic latch on the visor down here. So when the visor closes down, you see that there's this tab here, and this is a magnetic piece which reacts to a magnet on the inside of the actual shell itself, and that closes really nicely. The seal itself on the visor, again, is not going to be absolutely top drawer, so if it's torrential weather you are going to get a bit of water coming through there, and similarly, because it's that single layer plastic, there's nothing particularly clever going on with it. You don't get pin lock or anything like that that's going to prevent fogging on those cold, misty days, but I don't find it's any different to any other single layered visor that I own. When I come to lower town speeds, or if I come to the stop at the lights, I have a habit, second nature now, to just lift the visor up. The fog goes away, you breathe more easily, and once you get up to speed again, just pull it down. So I really don't see that as any kind of issue. The lining is very soft and it's removable, it's washable. You can also customize the fit with the cheek pads quite easily. You can get through our website different thickness of cheek pads, so if you do want to customize that fit, there are lots of different options there, so it's a nice feature. One of the only things when it comes to fit that we get mentioned is that this inner lining on the forehead area, it has a couple of poppers either side. And for people who have a more oval shaped head, sometimes there can be pressure points where those two poppers are. Now they're kind of curious because they're a little bit pointless, and what we recommend people doing is simply taking those poppers out, which is very easy to do. They come straight out and then there's no pressure points. The lining still stays fixed exactly where it should do, and it doesn't actually affect anything, and it makes the helmet more comfortable. So if, like me, you have a more oval shaped head, that's what we'd recommend doing. But the sizing itself is still true to size. We find that's pretty accurate. And aside from that popper thing that I mentioned, the helmet's actual shape is fairly universal. So it's a kind of mid-oval, and therefore, again, from our point of view, it's easy to advise people on sizing, and it's a pretty risk-free purchase if you're buying it online without having actually had the chance to try it. The helmets are DOT and EC approved, so they're road legal both sides of the Atlantic, so Bell have definitely made sure that wherever you're riding, you have a road legal helmet on, which is a nice feature. We are, needless to say, fans of the Bell Bullitt. It really suits our kind of riding style and our customer base. And yes, there may be helmets on the market that perform certain functions better than the Bell Bullitt in some regards, but we don't think that there are any that do this retro full face quite as well as the Bell Bullitt. If you have any further questions you'd like to know about this helmet, we are always happy to answer them. Anything specific, of course, you can always email us at info@urbanrider.co.uk. Going into 2017, we've also got some amazing exclusive promotions on some of the Bell Bullitt range, which we'd urge you to check out. Otherwise, hopefully we'll see you for another video review soon. There's cracking stuff coming out for 2017, which we're excited to tell you all about.